You know, I don't know if it's my fault for getting too excited or if CG is just deliberately trying to kind of like slowly peel away the benefits of events that we really love. So, era battles, we know that we are getting an era battle very, very short. Well, in fact, two. We're getting two era battles very, very shortly for the anniversary era. We're getting Dark Disciple and Light Liberation or something like that, I think they're called. And I went over it in a recent video and we were showing how it's got a new R10 tier where you can earn servo motors. And if you do actually do it really early on and you get the full run, you get a decent amount of servo motors. But after asking for a little bit of clarity from CG, it feels like a CG just like asking us to invest more to get less rewards. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. So to set the context for this, tribe, when we had the first lot of era battles, right, it started off with the Nightfall era. It was like a hype moment, right? Everybody was super stoked to have some sort of content that related to the Revenge of the Sith, a fan favorite part of the Star Wars, universe at this point, right? And what we had was 12 runs, right? You had Apo and CX2 and Disguised Clone Trooper and Scourge, right? So we had 4 units come out, and there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 runs of the Nightfall era battle where you could earn 5 Girder keypads and 5 droid brains and 5 Omicrons, right? You could earn all of that together as a group, right? 12 times. And you could do this, you couldn't do it straight away, you couldn't beat the top tiers, even if you R9'd your Apo day 1, you couldn't do it. I was able to do it here, right? When CX2 came out, I took them both to R9, and I plugged away for literally hours, no, it was about an hour, to try and 3-star every single tier. Got it done and got the top end rewards. So 2 R9s, and all I missed out was 2 runs at the top tier, and the rest of it was just complete from there. Like, it was just sim, get the full rewards. It was an amazing time. Loved it. And then after we had Jedi Temple Guard, we had the next era battle, which was the Crimes Against the Republic one. And this one was, similar sort of thing. You did need to have both Jedi Temple Guard and Depa Billaba to get the full rewards. So you missed out on the first 2, and then you got full rewards thereafter. So 2 Relic 9s, or 4 in total, for 24 runs, essentially. Or if you discount the first 2 runs, you're looking at, 20 runs, right, of these era battles for really, really good rewards, investing in 4 characters, basically. Now, don't get me wrong, I took every clone trooper to Relic 9 because I wanted to. We were going to go in the raid, they were going to go for Lord Vader, it was going to be a great team, and I don't regret that at all, right? And 24 runs in total. We even had, with Mace Windu come in, we had an extra tier thrown on top that gave us 2,000 crystals, and you're damn right I did that too. Yeah, 2,000 crystals for, what was essentially an extra 10 runs. That's 20,000 crystals. That is amazing, right? That felt like really good, positive rewards. Now let's fast forward to today, or rather let's fast forward another 2 weeks, because that's when we are presuming we're going to be getting these new assault battles, because this Tuesday coming is when we're going to be getting Kleia, right? So that would be essentially what this Apo is, just replace that with Kleia. And then on the off week where we get era challenges and stuff like that, I assume we're going to get era battles, because that's the off week, and CG want to pad it with some sort of gameplay, some sort of fun, right? So we'll probably have the era battle for the anniversary event, and it's going to be, Dark Disciple and Dark Destruction, whatever it is, right? And Light Liberation. Now the problem is, what I think is happening, and I've had this confirmed from Meathead directly, is that we are not getting 12 runs of each. We are getting 6 runs of each for a total of 12. So what does that mean in practice? That means that we are essentially investing as much as these 2 era battles, right? The Nightfall and the Crimes Against the Republic. At the very minimum, we're investing at the same amount into both for the same rewards. And that just kind of sucks, right? I mean, it really deflates. It really deflates the excitement that I have out of it, because why are we having to look at this from a perspective of, oh, okay, great, you've got a new R10 tier, right? You got a new R10 tier that gives R10 mats. That's really exciting, right? You can get servo motors, and all you need is an R10 Maul and, 6 Relic 9s. Well, don't get me wrong, that technically that's a lie. You can actually get the top tier done if you just invest in 3 Relic 9s, because essentially that game mode is split into 2 events, so you can invest in IG-90, Asajj, and Vader and have access to the dark side era battle, and then you could invest in Choda, Barriss, and Luke if you want to do the light side battle, but they need to all be Relic 9, which is a heavy investment, because if we take a look over here at the requirements, it seems pretty clear cut on that point. Just over here, it says the entry requirements are owning Maul hate-fueled, and that's another completely separate issue at Relic 10, so a heavy investment in Relic 10, and all other player characters at Relic 9. That sounds to me like you need to have every single unit at Relic 9 apart from Maul, which is Relic 10, right? I'm assuming that it's for Dark Disciple, whatever it is. What is it? Dark Decimation, that's it. So I'm assuming for Dark Decimation, you just need IG-90, Asajj, and Darth Vader at Relic 9, not the other light side units and Barriss as well. But even to get that, what are you getting? You're getting 5 girder keypads, 5 droid brains, 5 coaxial servo motors. This is great, because if you think about getting, let's just say 6 runs, that's still 30 coaxial servo motors, so you're 10 up on what you gave in for Maul, right? But on girder keypads, if you have to do 3 Relic 9s as well as Maul, you're looking at what? 100 girder keypads? It's ridiculous. 20, 40, 60, 80, no, 90, because Maul needs to go up 2 levels, right? And that's 20 girder keypads for Relic 9 and then for Relic 10, right? So you're already having to drop a boatload of girder keypads and that you don't earn back, basically. You will earn some of them back, don't get me wrong. You get some of them from the tier below that. You might get 5 to 10 of girders or droid brains. Nah, you know, I'd rather it be guaranteed drops for each, but whatever, who's gonna cry about it, right? I guess the only sort of silver lining that we have with this new structure is that if you do actually have those Mauls, and, you know, there are tiers where you can get the 5 to 10 girder keypads or droid brains, right? You might not necessarily need to invest into Relic 9 units like you did before. Yeah, maybe you can get away with Relic 7, Relic 8, so like those materials are becoming a little bit more accessible so that you don't have to invest so heavily. That's the only plus side, but we don't know if those actual events can be beaten at Relic 7 and Relic 8. Maybe Relic Delta is in play, maybe every unit on that tier is Relic 10. So if you're going in with Relic 7, you're already operating at a Relic Delta of 3. You know, we just don't know. And the light side ones, you can't even take in Maul. So you can't carry yourself with that higher Relic Maul. That's, you know, too many things that we don't know about. But maybe that is the only benefit, really, is that potentially we can do some of the higher tiers or every tier apart from that top tier without necessarily having to invest into Relic 9 units. Maybe you could get it done at Relic 7. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. But it's just like, we're having to invest in twice as much, over twice as much, because the top end tiers previously was literally you could get it done with 2 units for each, right? So 4 Relic 9s in total. On this, it's an extra 2 Relic 9s to hit that top tier, and then you get the rewards, and it still doesn't pay back what you got unless, you know, you do it for the whole 12, because that's going to be 50. Well, technically, it's going to be 60 of each, right? 60 girder keypads, 60 droid brains, and then 60 coaxial servers if you do all 6, plus whatever you got from the other tiers. Now, don't get me wrong, you're also getting 1,000 crystals. So if you do one set, that's going to be 6,000 crystals for the 6 runs, or if you do both, that's an extra 12,000 crystals. But that's, you know, it doesn't feel nearly as impactful. It doesn't feel nearly as impactful when you have to consider the cost to entry, right? Because an extra 3 Relic 9s is a really heavy investment that you might not want to make. Sure, you look at it and you think Darth Vader's dual ends, I probably do want him at Relic 9, right? Because he's probably very good. Depending on where you are in the game, most people will probably be quite happy at Relic 7, or Relic 8 as he is an attacker, right? And the same thing can be said for Asajj Ventress. You know, you'd probably want her to be minimum Relic 7, Relic 8 is okay, but Relic 9 is still a push. Relic 9 is still a push for a lot of players, right? And then you've got IG-90. I can't imagine anybody actually wants to take IG-90 to Relic 9. Well, maybe some people really, really love Afro, right? But it's a really heavy level of investment for characters that you might not necessarily want at Relic 9. For some of the rewards back, and you get to double up on coaxial servo motors. Now, the big thing for me here is that there is no way you're getting back the signal data that is required to take all these characters. You won't even get back a tiny fraction of it, right? Because CG just does not want to give us signal data as a reward for anything. Yeah, sure, we get 25 flawed signal data here, and we get 30 fragmented signal data here. But even if you multiply that by 6, it barely covers the cost of one. You know, one unit. So it's like, we're doing 7 units. Oh my god. We're doing 7 units. Help me. Help me, please. So I'm just like, I don't know why CG wants to give with one hand and take with the other. It just like, now don't get me wrong, if it was 12 of each, that is a heck of a lot of rewards, especially on the crystal side of things. On the crystals, if you do every single tier for all 12 events, you're looking at 24,000 crystals. That is a significant amount of crystals. But the cost, like if you are spending more than 24,000 crystals in trying to get there, then all you're really doing is paying off the investment and then missing out. Because you know how it comes with these era battles. It's like they'll appear for their first run and then maybe they'll appear sometime again in the future. It's not like an assault battle that you know, oh, it comes once a month, more or less every time. Right? More or less every time. We get 7 assault battles a month, I think. So eventually we are going to start dropping off one, right? Assuming they keep releasing more and more assault battles, right? So I don't know, guys. I don't know. Like, it just makes me a little bit disappointed sometimes. So the other side of things is, of course, is that now half of these era battles are gated by Maul, right? Look, once you go past tier 2, tier 3, you need Maul. Now, don't get me wrong. Tiers 1 and 2 is kind of aimed at those free-to-play people that didn't get the shards for the characters, right? It's aimed at those people so that they can start getting some additional shards. That's what you get. You get some Omega materials, and then you get quite a significant amount of character shards, you know? It's 7 shards. When you multiply that by 6, you're looking at a decent number, right? You're looking at, what, 42? 42 shards per character? Well, not per character, 42 shards in total. And if you go up to the next tier, you can over double it. Well, you will over double it, but maybe even more, right? It's a significant amount of shards, but they're never going to hit tier 3. There's only 12 runs here. There's only 12 runs in total. People are not going to... Maul is not going to reappear before the end of this era battle. So you might see it once a year or twice a year when it eventually falls out of cycle. But anybody that didn't at least get to a 4-star Maul, you're missing out on so much. And at 5 stars, you get the next tier. Like I get CG trying to incentivize and encourage people to get the unlock, even at the low stars of the Journey Guide unit, and it is achievable. But why are we getting this information now, rather than back when the start of the anniversary era dropped? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting wound up over nothing, but it's frustrating when you get excited and look forward to something, and then you run it through and you're like, oh, things just get stripped away and stripped away and stripped away. I don't like the fact where previously it would be 12 runs and you're good, right? And we'd got, we used to get 2 era battles. Not always, obviously. We didn't always get 2 era battles. But if there was an era battle, it's not like you had to split your resources. There hasn't been an era battle where we've had to invest to get the top end rewards 6 units to Relic 9 and 1 to Relic 10. And it has gotten easier to Relic up, but not that much easier. And I get it. Maybe this tier 8 is literally just, I'm not the target audience for this. Maybe that's the case. Maybe I'm, the money that I spend on the game doesn't quite put me in the target audience for that tier 8 reward system. So, yeah. You spend more, I guess, wail harder, Scribble. That's the, because I'm so far away from that. Like, I can Relic 10 Maul, but if I need to do another 3 Relic 9s, and that's only for half the rewards, I'll only get 30 servo motors, 30 gear keypads, and 30 droid brains, as well as, 3,000 crystals. 6,000 crystals, sorry. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting frustrated over nothing. How do you guys feel about this? And do you feel like we should be getting a little bit clearer information up front? I mean, we can use this going forward. We can use this going forward for this next era. Be fully prepared, guys. Be fully prepared. At the end of this upcoming Andor era, there's going to be 2 era battles that require basically Cassian, if you want to go anywhere beyond, tier 3 of the era battle, And if you want to go to the top end, expect there to be servo motors, but expect a heavy level of investment. So if you want to try and get there, you're going to have to save up a ridiculous amount of relic materials that you're not necessarily going to get back in total. I don't know. Late game, end game whale material, apparently. Let me know your thoughts, though. I am kind of curious. Give the video a like for me, not necessarily if you like what's going on with these air battles, and I will see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.